Welcome to the weekly roundup. I'm your host, your boy Pete, alongside Taylor,
What's
and
up?
we don't know where the fuck D is.
And here's our rule with the weekly roundup. We give everyone a 5-minute grace period. So our meeting was started 5 minutes ago. We give them a 5-minute grace period. If you're not here after that 5-minute grace period, you get ripped on.
Yeah. Like, where is D? What is he doing? We were just talking to him maybe 10 minutes ago on a different call, and in this matter of what, 10, 15 minutes, the guy ghosts us.
And in the 10, 15 minutes, he's had us to send the topics 10 times, 15 times. So let's start by ripping on D because he's not here and he can't defend himself and he's late. So we have a bunch of topics for this.
Old.
He is very old. Why does he need you to resend topics every time? How does that not drive
I don't
you
know.
crazy?
It's the same thing with him and Anand. Both do the same thing. Super highly intelligent dudes, but cannot do the most simplest things.
How funny was it when
Anand's mic.
The
guy needs...
So,
his mic situation is the guy can do a million things, but what he can't do is figure out how to get his mic to be any bit closer or in the right direction to his face. It needs me to do it.
To let everyone know, the podcast mics, you just like screw them. It's just a screw, and you can move it, then you screw it in to tighten it. Anytime Anand's mic isn't perfectly in front of him, he'll say, "Pete, can you come adjust my mic?" And it's like, dude, just screw it and then just move it. It's not that hard.
It's not even a screw. Sometimes it's just simply like lifting it. Just lifting it. Like, it is not. He's like, it's. Can you come here? And I'll come over. And it's just literally this. And he's like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, that's so funny. Dee just sent us a question mark. We said, join the Zoom. And how do you record? Oh, my God. I'm on it. Is he in the Zoom?
Oh, there he is. Nice.
Yeah, accept him in. All right, here comes D.
Was he on time or was he not on time?
Let's ask him.
Hey, Dee Murthy.
Nice backtrack.
This is so good. You there?
Well, first of all, Boomer, you got to learn how to turn your audio on. Hey, Boomer. You got no audio on that beach? So we have D here. So there's a button in the bottom corner. It says audio D. You got to push that button. I don't know what you're saying, man. I'll text you. Turn your audio. Are you muting him, Pete?
No, I'm not muting him.
He's connecting to audio. Okay, there he is. D?
I hear you.
All right, we started without you. Our rule now is if anyone's 5 minutes late, we start without them, we rip on them.
I was waiting in the fucking waiting room, you idiots.
Well,
I was on at 4 o'clock.
Wow. Well, Pete, that's your fault then.
Yeah.
All right, well, Pete's an idiot's living up to the
Well,
name.
let me teach you guys on Zoom. Don't have it enable waiting room. Just let people in.
Okay.
Okay?
Are you recording on QuickTime?
No. I asked you to send me how to do that. You did it.
Yes, and
He
I did.
To be fair, he did.
Look in the conversation. I did.
Scroll up. How to
When?
record. Search QuickTime. It was right before you said, I had a quote.
Yeah. I don't check your text.
We got the Boomer.
I'm at the beach.
Yeah.
It's the most boomer thing in the world.
Yeah.
All right, so we talked about it a little bit. We have our topics. Now we got D, we're ready to go. First topic, D. A lot of your friends, you told me a lot of your friends said I'm arrogant. I went on the podcast last week. A lot of my friends told me it was awesome. I did really well. They liked it. I heard different things from your friends that they told you.
Yeah, I mean, a combination of arrogance and maybe they hate you was the one I got. I think what people don't realize is the people that know you and they listen to you talk have a perspective of you that's different because they know who you are as a person. If you are just, and maybe do you listen to podcasts when you're on them?
No, I did the first couple times I was on group chat, but not really.
So I think that will help you kind of hone in on the idea that someone that doesn't know who you are personally listens to for the first time.
Yep.
Because Pete does the same thing. Pete's annoying, but he doesn't know that because he just keeps talking normally and he doesn't realize that he's annoying. So
That's what the people like.
yeah, keep telling yourself that. But that's what it comes down to is that like, I know you personally. I know you're not an arrogant person. I know you've been very supportive of everything we're doing. So I have a very different perspective of you. Whereas someone that's never, ever kind of experienced you comes off like you're this young kid, you're arrogant, you're talking crazy. Maybe it's like the tone in your voice. Maybe it's because you're white.
Probably because I'm white.
Yeah,
Definitely because
think,
he's white and Jewish.
I think, oh wow, he's throwing religion in there too.
Yeah. Shots fired.
I also think that there's this thing that, like, for our podcast group chat, I'm the funny, arrogant one. You can't play that role. That role is taken. So there's only one Robert De Niro. You need to find another character.
Okay, who's Robert De Niro's best supporting actor role?
Depends. In The Irishman, it was, Al Pacino, but I don't think you're an Al Pacino yet.
No way.
Definitely not an Al Pacino.
Here's my advice to you, is that you are a very smart person, and you're not an arrogant person. You're definitely confident. And I think if you just played who you are in real life, and just, maybe it's even the tone of your voice. I mean, part of this is all understanding, like, people, if you just heard me talk for the first time, you may think I'm pompous or arrogant or whatever it is. And then you get to know me and you get to know people, and then you have a different kind of connection with people. So I think, like, you have to just earn the trust of the listener.
Yep. Which will
to
come
get
over
over
time.
that hump.
Yeah.
And you just have to be super objective, because I know when I'm going to piss people off, and I'm fully aware of what I'm saying and I'm doing, versus when I know that I'm being annoying, or versus when I'm being something else. Like, it's just practice.
Did you listen to a lot of your podcasts when you first started, just over and over?
Yeah, where did you get this confidence from? Was this just born in you, or did you, like, practice this?
I've had white man confidence probably for the last 10 years.
Is it from, like, movies, or where the fuck do you get it from?
It's
because as a white man, I don't even have that.
And white man confidence is dangerous for a non-white man. That can get you in trouble.
It came with success, right? Like, I had white success.
You had white success.
So it's like you start feeling good.
Good. I like that. All right.
But yeah, like, growing up, I was a confident person, but quiet.
Because you weren't white.
As I got older, I came out of my shell.
See, that's the thing. Growing up, being a confident person and being white, I'm allowed to fully be confident. So I never got checked.
White confidence for a white person isn't a good thing right now.
Is that just too much confidence?
Too much. It's like, you're already white. You were given the chosen race. Like, you gotta chill in the confidence.
True. Cool. Well, speaking of white confidence, let's keep it moving here before we get in some trouble. We want to talk a little bit about the bigger picture for Melrose Street Journal and what we're building, and why this white confident guy's been hanging out with you guys so much, and what we got going on bigger picture.
What do you think? Why are you spending all this time with us? I know you make a lot of money. You're a smart guy. Do you even pay him?
I was supposed to get paid. I sent one invoice after like a couple months, and it's been like 6 or 8 months. I haven't sent any invoices.
Yeah, I mean,
I told him, I was like, I don't want to get paid. I want to build something bigger. And I think the big thing is, like, you guys are sitting on something so good with group chat, and you just don't fully know how to put it all together. But it's so valuable in so many ways. And even, like, this is another topic later, but we'll jump into it now. Like, the few advertisers that have advertised with us have seen insane returns, and they're so happy about it. Which is like,
yeah, I think we, like, the thing that you kind of caught on early. I mean, to be fair, I think the reason why I've even pursued this as long as I have with very little return is because, I mean, I've known you how many years now? 3-4 years?
Yeah, probably around there.
Yeah. And I remember early on when I told you I wanted to do this, because I looked for you to kind of give me a sense of, like, what will actually connect with people. And I think you encouraged me to, like, share my story, share my relationships, that it's like, if people actually got to know what's really going on, there's a huge opportunity. And I think, to your credit, you saw that before I saw it. I didn't realize that it would actually connect with people at scale, because you just don't know if people actually listen or care. And I think now we're coming to a point of, like, okay, there's clearly an audience here. Is it a media business? Is it a lead gen? What is it exactly? And, like, you know, we've joked around and said, like, oh, it's like the bar stool for business. And to me, that's just a great layman way to explain it. But I actually think what it actually is the updated version of Wall Street Journal.
Yep.
And I think Wall Street Journal, for me, is my favorite place to get information, because I think it touches on finance, technology, lifestyle, politics in a way that it's all in under one roof, which is so unique. And it has like if you want to know the best wine, the best watches, to super planes, they cover everything. And I think we can do that for our generation, is like really curate the right content that you need to know and cut out the bullshit. Because with information today, there's just too much bullshit.
So much bullshit. And I mean, the biggest thing I've learned is like, you guys have so much access to the best stories and the best information. Like, you tell me shit like, oh, this company's going out of business. And I'm like, yeah, fucking right, D. 6 months later, they're out of business. And I'm like, holy shit, how'd you know that? So I think you guys have access to the best information and to the best people.
Not to mention to the best people, too. I went out one night with these guys. I've never met so many stars in my life. And I'm not actually bullshitting you. I'm not going to name names because I'm not a name dropper, but there was people I never thought I would be in the same room as, and they were casually walking by the table, dabbing D up and going, "Hey D, how are you?"
Exactly.
And I was like, "What the fuck?" I thought I was just drunk, but it was real.
But that's so valuable, and it needs to be packaged correctly. So like, group chat's great; it's one aspect of it. If we could turn it into a real business that actually can generate revenue, not to pay ourselves, because no one's made any money from group chat, and we don't even plan on it. Use that money for growth to be able to do cooler and more things. That's the ultimate vision. So we have a website coming out soon. We have the newsletter, eventually do more podcasts, more segments like this. So a lot more stuff going on.
Yeah, I think the opportunity really is to tell this part of the news in a more entertaining, informative way, cut through the crap, tell you what's actually important, and then really connect with people from a personal standpoint. So my view on content, I'll leave it at this, is you should receive information from credible people and sources. While I respect journalists for the information and the research they do, often they're speaking on topics they have no experience.
Exactly, they don't know shit.
Personally, they've ever gone through. So it's like when we're talking about the PPP or small business loans, if you haven't applied for it and gone through the struggle of actually trying to get it, how can you even fathom talking about it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like everything we're talking about, we're experiencing at the same time. And I think that's important when,
that's so true.
Like,
yeah.
What do you can't smoke inside, you idiot.
You just roll a blunt, please?
Yeah.
420.
Yeah, that's fine, but don't be smoking there because you're not even allowed to be there.
He's been rolling the joint the whole time, Pete. D, I don't know. Have you not noticed that?
Yeah.
We were wondering how long it was going to take you. It took you all of like 10 minutes.
Yeah. I kind of knew what was going on, and then when I saw the lighter, I was like, is this guy this stupid?
That's amazing. But yeah, back to journalists, dude. I think the reason I'm so passionate about this, and I think we all are, it's like, I've been interviewed by so many journalists about social media or about what's going on in the influencer world or the Facebook world, and then I'll explain it to them. I know that they have no idea what the fuck I'm saying. And then they'll go write an article about it for Forbes or whatever, and the article's shit because they have no idea what's actually going on. And it's like, there's so much, like, why go through a middleman to get the news when you go direct to the source?
Absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree. And I think, it's not easy doing what we do. I mean, I'm putting out 5 podcasts a week. I'm obviously running a business, many businesses, family. So it's like, I'm dedicated to it. I've already seen the results of it. I mean, my business has definitely experienced a lot of positive impact because of the reach. And then obviously opportunities are endless because of it. So excited to see. And obviously we want a lot of our listeners to be a part of the journey.
For sure. Definitely. Cool. Moving along topics. We try to be quick here. Stock market wins and losses. I want to talk about something. So D, since I've ever met you, I think probably 3 years ago, you've been telling me, get all your money out of the stock market. It's all coming down. It's all coming down. And in the past 3 years of knowing you, the stock market has like fucking tripled.
Yeah.
So I remember, what was it, like 2 or 3 months ago, I was in your office and I'm like, hey, you buffoon. You told me to stay out of the market. I obviously didn't listen to you because I knew you were wrong. And I made triple my money. So even if it gets cut by 2/3, I'll be fine. Mm-hmm. And you said it's coming down. And finally, I was like, you know what? With this Corona shit, it might be coming down. And we were super early on Corona. Like, I remember we were talking about it. People were laughing about us. I remember, who was it? John was like coughing and laughing at you.
Yeah.
And that backfired on him pretty badly.
Yeah. Everyone who made fun of Corona is having bad karma.
Corona karma. So right when Corona started and no one was really listening to it, and we all thought it would be bad. You told me about this stock, XPXU, and you're like, dude, get in this stock. And explain to a 5-year-old or Pete what SPXU is.
Yeah, I have no idea.
S&P 500 is the index fund that most mutual funds invest in. It's a basket of 500 of the biggest companies covering all types of industries. SPXU is a ETF, exchange traded fund, that trades 3 times the downside, betting on the downside of the stock. So if the stock, if the S&P 500 goes down 1%, this thing will go up 3%. Vice versa, if the stock goes up 1%, it will go down 3%. So it's a way to get a leveraged impact on the S&P 500.
So when Dean told me about this, was beginning of February, before this Corona shit really hit, and you're like, dude, go in this. So I'm like, okay, cool. I threw 10 grand into it. I was like, let's see what happens. It was at $16 a share. It gets up to like $22, $23 a share, and I'm up some money. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I pumped some more money in. I end up putting like probably 40 grand in total. I get pretty heavy position in it, and I ride it from pretty much 23 cost basis, which my average price was 23, all the way to like 40. I double my money, so I make like 35 grand on it in like 2 weeks. And I'm texting D every day. I'm like, holy fuck, this is crazy. I just made 40 grand in profit. I just turned 40 grand into 80 grand. Super pumped on
That's
it.
like my whole fucking salary right there.
And D goes, you got to get out now. And I'm like, bro, you have no idea what you're talking about. And this is when it was at like 40. He's like, you got to get out. You got to get out. And I was like, dude, you got no idea what you're talking about. Instead, I doubled down. So now I'm in for like 150. Like, I'm going all in. I'm like, the world's crashing. I'm walking outside. I'm seeing everything's closed, man. Like, I felt like I was in the movie you guys keep fucking talking about. What's that movie? The Big Short, where he's walking around and everything's closed. He's like, how do people not realize this? So I'm doubling down. I go in super hard. Then the stimulus comes in, and like, I have no idea what the fuck's going on in the stock market. But in the past month, I've lost $75,000 in SPXU.
So,
That is so much money.
People always ask me for stock advice. I don't like to give stock advice. I'll tell you that the stock market is not about anything more than timing. It's timing of every single trade you do. You could be right about the company, but you could be wrong about the timing. And the problem is now we're riding this wave of positive information. So you're obviously in a very, very effed situation.
Yeah, you're the one that got me here, so thank you.
No, I told you to sell it, idiot. So, to be fair, I actually dived back in at like 24, and then I bought some at 21. I bought some more at 18. I think it's at 17 now.
It was up 5% today.
And then what I did actually on Thursday of last week, Peloton hit a record high, 52-week high.
Wow.
And I had already made my money on that. I went back and started buying more put options on Peloton. And so
can you explain to a 5-year-old or Pete what a put option is?
A put option is betting that a stock will go down, but through an options contract, which is one option contract represents 100 shares. So I'm betting that Peloton, my trade is a July 1st, $20 Peloton contract. So today Peloton is trading at like 31 or 32. I bought that trade at, the stock was at 36. I am betting by July that stock will be $20. If it does, I'll make a shitload of money. So that's my bet, and that's what I started buying up again in the last like 5 days. And whatever, I'm up like 25% on it now. It's got a long way to go, but it's timing. You mean like, here's the problem is you're a greedy person. If the stock goes back up to 25 or 28, 30, lock in your wins and move on.
Well, now I'm just trying to if I get back to even, I'll be pumped.
Yeah. And the problem is you will probably get there, and then the market will plummet.
Exactly. And I'll make no money. Or I'll get there and I'll get greedy again, and then I'll go back down and say, if I get back to even, I'll get pumped.
Yeah, I mean, this market is so unpredictable. Like everyone is trading. We're seeing it, record inflows of money into the stock market. and we talked about it on the podcast yesterday. There's nowhere else to put your money, so people are like, "Oh, invest in stocks."
It's fucked. Cool. So speaking of being emotional and being sad and bad shit happening, I got really concerned for you a couple nights ago, D, when you posted this quote. First of all, you posted it like on your Instagram story. Like, who posts quotes on their Instagram story like this? Like, I only know girls who do
I've never
this.
seen anything out of D. I've almost worked for him for a year now, and this like concerned me when I saw this.
Quote,
I don't like posting inspiration.
be like the rock that keeps the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved, and the raging of the sea falls still around it. First of all, what made you want to post this? And then second, you post a song lyric right after. Been through it all, and I was seen it all, and I was like, damn, Dee's having a really, really tough day.
So what really happened is we made a shitload of money, and
you get sad when you make money. Is that what happened? You get emotional?
No, what's funny is I got a text from someone that works with me and said, because it was such a good day, we needed like some positive information. We had a really, really great day. And he sent me that quote and he goes, this is what this moment feels like, because a week prior to that, I thought the sky was falling.
Yep.
Like I thought I was literally thinking about salary cuts, laying people off, what does the world look like? And then in a matter of a week, all these things changed. So I was like, wow, when everything is falling apart, you still have things kind of to look forward to. Then I started listening to this Young Jeezy song from, 10 years ago.
Did that just come up on Spotify randomly?
No, it was on my Apple Music playlist.
Okay.
And I usually listen to Spotify, and I haven't updated my Apple Music list in like 5 years.
First of all, how rich are you that you have Apple Music and Spotify?
And I have Tidal.
Wow.
And SoundCloud subscription.
Why?
Wow.
Well, I don't want to hear the ads.
But why don't you just listen to one platform?
You do, how many times have you listened to Tidal?
Well, because there'll be like a Jay-Z album that'll only come out.
Yeah, but then you delete
Jay-Z
it after. You're the idiot that stayed on subscription. You're supposed to delete it right after.
I know, but I don't mind it.
You don't
I
use
like
it.
to support platforms. I'm a platform guy.
Okay, good to know. Start a platform. D will sign up and never use it.
D will sign up and never unsubscribe.
But yeah, so that song comes on, and it's the whole premise of the song is when they were drug dealers, they saw it all. Like, you just imagine the world. And I'm sitting through calls because we're launching a brand called cleanmonster.com, hopefully tonight. And it's a cleaning brand. And the shit that I've had to go through and learn in the last 7 days, I literally feel like I'm seeing everything that I ever thought I could see. Like, I remember hearing crazy stories 10 years ago. Now I remember going through some crazy stuff, and I'm going through a completely different level of crazy stuff. So it's just a nice reflection. The
Crazy stuff in what way?
Yeah, drop some deets on the crazy stuff. Can you
Okay,
share anything?
here's crazy. I think there's going to be a documentary in 3 years called Liquid Gold, and it's going to be about hand sanitizer.
That's a good name.
And so hand sanitizer is the equivalent of
cocaine.
Put it like this. If you saw crude oil prices today, hand sanitizer per ounce is more valuable than oil, gas, or anything. The way people are buying hand sanitizer and who's buying it, take N95 masks, the mask everyone's looking for. There are foreign governments that are buying American supplies so that American doctors and hospital workers can't get N95. Like, this is like the craziest story that'll be told about like people, there's hundreds of billions of dollars being made selling gloves, masks, and hand sanitizer.
Yeah. We had a friend who was selling N95 masks to a foreign sovereign government or something.
Yeah.
And I think he was set to make like 15 million on it or something if it went through. And it came to the point that it was illegal to sell to a foreign nation and export out of the US in a time of crisis.
Yeah, and that's the problem is like I'm hearing like, first of all, everyone and their mother is trying to slang 4 million masks to their friend. To me, selling N95 masks is the equivalent of, I have a cousin at the Pentagon that told me there's going to be tanks on the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
That is everybody selling masks. That's why, I don't want to be in a medical protective equipment space. That is for people far smarter, far more informed than me. I'm trying to cater to the regular customer at a great price. Whereas the people that are trying to flip billions of units across governments and agencies. Like, dude, it's nuts.
Those are the people who used to do Bitcoin, and then they transitioned into online courses, and now they're selling masks.
And now they're on masks.
I mean, that's like on your trajectory. You should do an online training course. Do you want to sell masks to people in need?
You can make $14 million with one deal. It takes 2 weeks. Swipe up.
Exactly.
Cool.
But I'll share more about my hand sanitizer mask stories. We got in the mask business maybe 10 days ago, and I call myself the mask king, man.
Can you give us a rough estimate on how many masks you've sold?
We're nearing the six-figure number.
More or less than I'd lost in the stock market.
Getting close to that number. Dollar amount, more.
Unit-wise, that's impressive.
And by the way, we're donating 10,000 masks. We're also donating a lot of money to #lunchbag. Like, we're not like blind to the fact that we're being opportunistic and we have to pay it forward.
Who's auditing your donations and making sure it's exactly 10,000
Need
masks?
that.
I would love if you guys did it, and you could publicly put out how much money we're donating.
Sure.
Can I have some of it?
I mean, you're not a nonprofit.
I can be.
That's all we got for topics. See you guys in a couple days.
Adios.